Hello, this is Jessica from Don't Forget to Snuggle over on Instagram, and today we're going to be making part of Mr. Kasey Kit here. He is my newest pattern, a little fox, and he has this really special tail back here. This tail is modeled after a style of crochet called mile a minute. However, this is not genuine mile a minute. I modified it for this pattern so that his tail would be a little bit wider. But anyway, this is kind of what we're going to be making today. So I'm going to walk you step by step through this pattern just for his tail. You can find the rest of my pattern on Etsy. I'm going to leave him here so he can watch us work and make his friend. Today I'm going to be using for my main color, this is the new Loops and Threads Cozy Cub. It's a size 5 and I'm using a 5.5 millimeter hook today. Normally I think I would use a little bit bigger, but just to keep everything loose for this tail, but I'm going to go ahead and use this today. You're also going to need your accent color, which I'm going to be using the Loops and Threads Posh Pearl in my accent color. So these are both size 5. They're the same size. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So to start with, you're going to need a long tail. And my red flag in crochet is that I always leave my tails way too long for sewing on. So you might look at that and think I'm crazy, but that is what it is. So we're going to start with chain 7. So I've got my yarn on my hook, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then we're going to stitch back into the first chain to create, or slip stitch back into the first chain, sorry. Now we've got a loop, and that is the start, and then here's our tail. That is the start of your tail for your fox. Now we're going to do chain 3, and then we're going to turn our work, and we'll get started with row 1. Now this chain 3 is actually, we're going to be doing some clusters of double crochets, and this is going to be like the first double crochet for the first cluster. So we want 3 double crochets. We're going to count this as the first one. We're going to do 2 more double crochets. 1, 2, then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do 3 more double crochets, and everything is going into this hole that we made when we slip stitched our chain together. So 3 more double crochets. Again, remember how to double crochet, Jessica. Okay, now we're going to chain 3 and turn our work. Okay, so there's chain 3, we're going to turn our work. Here is the loop we made. Right here, here's our tail, and then here's our 2 double crochet clusters, and we have another new chain 3 space right here. That's where we're going to work our second row. For our second row, we're going to do another cluster of 3, a chain 3, and another cluster of 3, all into this space right here. 1, 2, 3, chain 3, then 3 more double crochet into that center hole. 1, 2, you'll probably hear my chickens outside. I cannot keep them quiet. 3. Okay, so now I got my work turns all kind of ways. Our cluster here, chain 3, cluster here. Now we're going to look in the previous row. Here's our cluster of 3. Here's our first double crochet there. So right into the top of that, we're going to end row 2 by double crocheting right into the top of that stitch. So right here, we're doing 1 more double crochet, and we have row 2 done. So here's our tail, here's row 2. Now this chain space is where we're going to start working our next row. So we're going to go ahead and chain 3, turn our work, Okay, now for row 3, we're going to change things up a little bit. We are going to start with 3 double crochet and then a chain 3. So we'll have 1, 2, 3. Okay, then we're going to chain 3. Now we're going to do things a little bit different because we want to start making our tail kind of get wider. So we just did chain 3. We're going to do 1 double crochet still into this chain 3 space. Okay, now we're going to do chain 3 again, and still in this chain 3 space, 1 more cluster of 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we're going to come back over here in our previous row. Here's our cluster in the top of this first double crochet over here, if you can see. Make sure y'all can see. Here's 1, 2, 3. We're going to go right in the top of this one with 1 more double crochet. That finishes off row 3. Okay, and it will be a little bit curly. My tension's kind of tight. Probably should have used a bigger hook. But now you can see we have 2 chain spaces for row 4. So that's where things are going to start really growing. We're going to do our chain 3. We're going to turn our work. Okay, now here's our 2 chain spaces. We are going to do a cluster of 3, chain 3, cluster of 3 in this chain space. Then we're going to chain 3 and do the same thing in this chain space. So we've got quite a few double crochets to make. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, chain 3, 1. We're still in the first chain 3 space. 2, 3. Okay, all of that was in this first chain 3 space. Now I'm going to chain 3 again, and now in my second chain 3 space over here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pause the video and go ahead and do that. Okay, I have 1 more double crochet over here. 1. Okay, so I just did, here's my first 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet. I chained and then I did the same thing, cluster, chain, cluster. Now I need to finish this row off. So here's my cluster from the previous row. In the top of this one, I'm going to do a double crochet, chain 3, and turn my work. Okay, now we are on row 5. Okay, and now we have 3. 1, 2, 3 chain spaces that we're going to be working into. Okay, in this first chain space over here, we're going to do 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Okay, then we're going to chain 3. Okay, now in this second chain space, we're going to do 2 clusters with a chain in the middle like we've been doing. So we're going to do 3 double crochet, we're going to chain 3, and we're going to do 3 double crochet, Okay, now in the third chain space over here, we're going to do 3 more double crochet. Whoop. We're going to chain 3 and then we're going to do 3 more double crochet. And before I finish that off, that's where, see, I knew it was coming and I almost forgot. I'm going to go ahead and change colors to my accent color. So for my last loop over, I'm going to have my new color on my hook. Okay, so now we are done with our main color. So you can go ahead and cut that off and finish it off. So let me go ahead and do that. Okay, now we have our new color on our hook. I have some ends to weave in later, and we are going to go ahead and do our chain 3 and turn our work. Okay, here's our top. We have 1, 2, 3 chain 3 spaces to work in. Each one of those is going to get 1 cluster of 3 double crochets. So we're going to start with this one. 1, 2, 3, chain 3, then move on to the next chain 3 space right here at the middle. We're going to do 3 double crochets, whoops, in the space, not in the stitch, oh my goodness, in the space, not in the stitch. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to chain 3 and we're going to do 3 double crochets in our last chain 3 space over here. 1, there go my chickens again. 2, 3. Okay, then as always, we're going to finish off the row by crocheting 1 double crochet into the top of this cluster over here. Okay, chain 3 and turn our work. And now on to the last row. This last row, we're only going to be working in these 2 double crochet, or these 2 chain 3 spaces here. Each one of those is going to get, like the first row, we're going to do the 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, chain, 3 more double crochet, and then we're going to do the same thing. My yarn got stuck. Okay. Then we're going to chain 3, and we're going to do the same thing over here. 1, 2, 3, chain, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we finish it off. So we're going to do a double crochet at the top of that cluster. And then I always finish off right here in this stitch right here. So I'm just going to do a slip stitch right here just to make sure that everything is going to stay where it's supposed to. Cut that. Okay. Now, my tail is done. I have to weave in my ends over here, and then I'll use this tail to attach my fox, or use this tail of the tail to attach it to my fox on the back. So there you have it. One Kasey Kit foxtail. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please head over to my Instagram and check out all my other work, and let's connect and be friends.